Welcome back once again to MVG Productions. Glad you could join us here tonight for yet another rousing tournament, Grand Slam matchup. We've made it this far. We're trying to wrap up the second round here. We only got a couple more matches to go. Joining me in the booth tonight, I have the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, who is proudly displaying how much of a GOAT he is by wearing it on the back of his robe, Kevin Henry.
Thank you very much for having me, Jason. Good evening, everybody.
I mean, it's pretty much no secret how awesome you are. I don't think you have to advertise it.
Yeah, sometimes people do need to be reminded, especially people who are joining us for the very first time, in which case I say welcome to Earth. And you've actually got a little bit of an advantage here and a good benefit in the sense that in a previous life, I was a color commentator and play-by-play guy on radio many years ago. So you've got a true pro in here right now.
Hey, we couldn't ask for anyone better, to be honest with you. I mean, you're no slouch when it comes to the commentary, so I shouldn't have to feel like I'm having to pull all the weight. Sorry.
That goes without saying, I'm sure.
Oh, and Jason right now, he's busy in the statuation room.
I'm fake. So we had to go get a new statistician out there. Our backup statistician, question mark?
You go with backup statistician, yes.
A backup guy. He's down there on the field. He can tell us the tale of the tape. So let's hear the tale of the tape between Elliott Schiff and Braden Dees.
Well, taking a look at some brackets, Elliott's being shifted a little bit higher. He's at currently numbers that are between 3 and 32. He's at number 2 and Braden's at 15. So, it's stretching across half the bracket, or I guess half the seeds, so to speak. But, just because someone may be halfway down the list doesn't mean that they're that far at a disadvantage.
Truer words have never been spoken. Appreciate what you've done with his last name, saying that he's been shifted around. Last name, puns, definition, MVG never says. I had to throw that one in there.
No.
You didn't.
Right. But Kevin, how do you feel this matchup's going to play out between Elliott and Braden?
Well, I mean, no disrespect to anybody who played in the first round and got their butts handed to them, so to speak. But to be quite honest, this is where the competition really begins to heat up, because we started with 32, who we're into the Sweet 16 now, so to speak, in the world of college basketball. And everyone is fighting for their life right now. So these two are going to come out swinging. They did not get here by any stretch of any kind of easy play. So this should be a good old slobber knocker of a match tonight.
Definitely. Elliott, we know, is very quick on the draw. Braden is no slouch himself. Braden could surprise you when you least expect it. So it's going to be a knockdown, drag them out, 12-round salute to these two guys as we start with the first round, which is known to trip up even the mightiest of competitors in this tournament. It's the teaser round.
Indeed, and for the first time tonight, these two fellers are about to be in the hands of our very, very able, and I do mean very able, questioner.
Oh my, question man. Able these contestants.
Players, take your positions.
I don't think Pat Kiernan really lost his touch after all the stuff they made him do.
Right.
Well, players, welcome here to the final matchup here in the second round. Both of you, it's been quite a while since we have seen you up here on the stage. Again, wish you the best of luck. So, of course, I will remind you that you have 3 switches to help you along the way here in the first 3 rounds, and that is 3 switches total, not 3 for each individual round. So please keep that in mind. You are also able to pass any question that you want to get a new question. You may also ask for a repeat, and I will repeat the question or the answers, whatever it is that you specifically asked me for. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds of base time. Of course, with Elliott being the higher overall seed in this matchup, he has chosen to go first starting in round 2. So, Braden, that means we're going to be starting with you. Are you ready?
I am.
Then, Braden, your time begins now. I'm in a Middle Eastern country where name is also a type of bird. Where am I?
Pass.
I swing through the air so high and free. Circus life sure suits me.
Trapeze.
Correct. Elliott. Its flag has a red circle surrounded by white.
Japan.
And correct. Braden. What type of shoe is made of iron, worn by an animal, and actually has to be nailed on?
Hoof.
No.
Horseshoe.
To
Sorry.
send a letter to here, put AK on the last line.
Alaska.
Full of correct. Elliott. I see sand all around me, and my camel has a frown. I am in the world's largest desert with the hot sun beating down.
Oasis.
No. It's the largest city in the Americas, the world's 3rd largest, you know. The explorer Cortez
New York City.
arrived here. No. Around the window of a house or a painting on the wall. What you place a photo inside, it's
Braden.
common to them all. Correct. Braden. This is part of your hand and a tree usually near sand.
Palm.
Correct. Elliott. This type of number isn't even, but that's not all. Find a
Odd.
3-letter. Correct. Braden. 2 words describe this region, but know this at least, that the region is in Asia and the second word is east.
Pass.
I'm in a country just east of Italy that's blessed with the sun and the sea. You may have studied my mythology.
Greece.
Correct. Elliott. I don't grow on trees, I confess. The root of all evil, some profess. Correct. Braden. In this city of huge skyscrapers, the Empire State Building is just one.
New York.
Correct. Elliott. A tragic love story of 2 hearts broken, written by Shakespeare to
Juliet.
Correct. Braden. Music or information I'm happy to store. I'm metallic and round. Need I say more?
CD.
Correct. Elliott. You blow into this brass instrument, but it's different from
Switch.
the rest. Braden. You blow into this brass instrument, but it's different from the rest. It has a part you slide back and forth.
Trombone.
Correct. Elliott. Small, round, and flat. It's made of metallic mixtures. On it, you see writing, numbers, and pictures.
Coin.
Correct. Braden.
Switch.
Elliott. A
Switch.
word with Braden.
I'll let her run.
Time is up. Very interesting usage there. Elliott, you have won this first round, and you are going to be taking with you 16.404 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to the booth.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason, quite an interesting use of the switches there. A very unique and I would say unusual use of the switches because those are so precious and you do not get them back. And I think with these two, as close as they were on time, may need to reconsider their switch strategy.
Yeah, and it's very apropos that Elliott's time ended in 4:04 because in the back of my brain it was like error, switch battle too early, error.
But with that said, these guys are down some switches, and they will get one more at the final round. But this may come back to hurt them in the coming rounds.
Yeah, but despite all of that, we do have some other stats that we need to hear about. So, John Statzenberger down there, what's to tell the tape?
How dare. I didn't agree to this, but no, honestly, it's a very close game. They're both pulling close percentages. Elliott, 5 out of 7. Braden, 7 out of 10.
Oof. It's pretty close. It was a pretty hard-fought battle between the two of them. Elliott managed to hold on to a little bit of time. Let's see how much more time he can add, or if Braden picks up this next win here. It's the odd one out.
It is indeed, and we are getting ready now for round 2. And once again, we throw it down to the hands of the allegedly able questioner.
Players, take your positions. Players, in round 2, this is the odd one out round. In this round, you will be asked a question, and we'll have 3 possible answers. You are going to tell me which one of those answers does not belong. So again, pay very close attention, is which one does not belong. Okay, and it could be that it does or does not belong is the best way to put it. Just as a review here, because I did not hear it mentioned by the statistician, Travis, how many switches does each one of our players have remaining?
You probably didn't hear it because it didn't get mentioned, I don't think. Elliott has used 2 in the first round. He has 1. Braden has used 1. He has a total of 2 remaining.
Okay, so to make sure I heard you. So Braden has 2 and Elliott only has 1?
Correct.
All right, thank you very much. That was such a quick fire round. I was not able to write it down like I normally try to, but that is okay. All right, so with that being said, again, just to make sure, Braden, you have 2 switches to use here for the next 2 rounds. Elliott, you only have 1. So again, odd one out. Wish you guys again the best of luck. Elliott, you will be going first in this round. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then, Elliott, your time begins now. 2 of these words are synonyms of weird. Which one isn't? Eerie, calamity, bizarre.
Calamity.
Correct. Braden. 2 of these words are synonyms of deceive. Which one isn't? Delude, collude, evade.
Evade.
No. Which one of these characters won't you find in the story of Alice in Wonderland? The Grinning Gopher, the Cheshire Cat, the Queen of Hearts.
Grinning Gopher.
Correct. Elliott. Which one of these isn't a type of deciduous tree? Birch, pine, chestnut.
Pine.
Correct. Braden. Which one of these people is not a famous astronaut? Robert Palmer, Neil Armstrong, John Glenn.
Robert Palmer.
Correct. Elliott. Which one of these is not the name of a NASA space shuttle? Atlantis, Discovery, Frontier.
Frontier.
Correct. Braden. 2 of these presidents appear on coins. Which one doesn't? Ulysses S. Grant, Thomas Jefferson, Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Grant.
Correct. Elliott. Which one of these is not a part of an atom? Neutron, iotron, electron.
Electron.
Correct. Braden. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Volcano. Volcanoe. Earthquake.
Volcano.
Correct. Elliott. Which one of these is not a type of cat? Siamese, Calypso, Persian.
Calypso.
Correct. Braden. 2 of these famous battles took place during the American Revolution. Which one did not? Battle of Yorktown, Battle of Gettysburg, Battle of Bunker Hill. Correct. Elliott. 2 of these armies fought in the U.S. Civil War. Which one didn't? Continental, Confederate, Union.
Continental.
Correct. Braden. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Snowstorm. S-N-O. Which one of these is not usually made of rubber? An ice hockey puck, a tennis ball, a frisbee.
Frisbee.
Correct. Elliott. Two of these are minerals. Which one isn't? Quartz, krypton, diamond.
Krypton.
Correct. Braden. Two of these materials are good conductors because they can carry electricity. Which one isn't? Steel, glass, copper.
Glass.
Correct. Elliott. Two of these words are synonyms of tease. Which one isn't? Mock, paddle, taunt.
Haunt.
No. Two of these words are synonyms of tale. Which one isn't? Saga, folklore, anecdote.
Folklore.
Correct. Braden. Which one of these is not the name of a famous park in the USA? Yukon, Yellowstone, Yosemite. Time is up. And we have come to the end of our second round. Elliott, you have won this round as well. You will be taking 14.753 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to the booth.
Whew, another close-fought battle between these two.
Yeah, Jason, and I'll tell you, these guys definitely employed a little strategy during that round. Especially, I noticed where our questioner was asking a question about a word spelled wrong and then immediately decided to pass, instinctually saving some time and not having to worry about that. So, a very interesting strategy, and it may become a very successful strategy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Some people will opt to use a switch during the spelling questions. Some people just opt to pass. I think passing would actually be better because with switching, you face the possibility of the other person trying to switch it back to you. So good planning there by Braden. I just wish it would have paid off for him.
Also, a very good conservation that time of the switches. I think maybe they heard me. I'm not sure.
Well, only way to find out is to go to words. English can't right now. I don't know about stats. What?
How about this, Jason? While you get your words together, I'll send it down to our statistician, and he can tell us exactly what those numbers are that he has crunched. And believe me, folks, that's not the only thing he crunches. Travis?
Yes, stats out of the bag. What is it?
With these numbers, in the second round, both players got 9 questions. Elliott answering 8 correctly, and Braden answering 7. Both players didn't hear the commentators, apparently, because neither one of them had used the switch in that round.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. So, Jason, I think it's time for round 3, and I have... we have these guys up here. We're going to talk to them here at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. But if you're ready, I'm ready, Jason. I think it's time that we send it down, put them in the hands of the adept, the adequate, the apt, the capable, the competent, sometimes, questioner.
I was going to say, Kevin, we only have a half hour.
I could have added more adjectives. That's why I stopped at 4 or 5. Numbers can't.
Numbers can't, question man, save us, please.
Well, I will adeptly say, players, take your positions. All right, again, players, here in round 3, this is our sequencing round. In this round, you'll be given a question, and you may have to answer it one of 3 ways. You could be given all 3 answers and need to put them in a specific order, as mentioned by the question. You may be asked to give what we call the bookend answers, which means answers on each opposing end, such as largest and smallest of the 3. Or you may be asked to give only one of those bookend answers. So please pay very close attention to what the question is asking you for. As mentioned before, Braden, you still have 2 switches here remaining to use in this round. And remember, if you don't use them, they will go forward into the final round. Elliott, you have 1 switch remaining. So with that said, Braden, you will be going first in this round. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, then with that, Braden, your time begins now. Arrange these insects by size, largest to smallest. Housefly, honeybee, mosquito.
Mosquito, housefly, honeybee.
No. Arrange these sports courts by size, largest to smallest. Volleyball court, basketball court, tennis court.
Basketball court, volleyball court, tennis court.
No. Place these 3 past presidents in chronological order. Jimmy Carter, Lyndon B. Nixon, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon.
Pass.
During the year, which of these U.S. holidays occur first, second, and last? Labor Day, Valentine's Day, Independence Day.
Valentine's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day.
Correct. Elliott. Which of these represents the longest period of time? Is it 1 century minus 3 decades plus 11 years, half a century plus 2 decades plus 15 years?
Pass.
Arrange these words in the order they appear in a dictionary. Finance, finish, final.
Final, finance.
No. Arrange these stringed instruments by size, smallest to largest. Cello, viola, violin.
Violin, viola, cello.
Correct. Braden. This one is tricky, so you think. Which one of these countries is closest to the U.S.? Russia, Great Britain, Brazil.
Russia.
Correct. Elliott. Which one of these snack foods was invented first? Bubble gum, milk chocolate bar, ice cream cone.
Ice cream cone.
No. Arrange these Asian countries from east to west. India, Japan, China.
Japan, China, India.
Correct. Braden. Arrange these geometric shapes according to the number of sides most to least. Pentagon, octagon, hexagon.
Octagon, hexagon, pentagon.
Correct. Elliott. What are they're the most groups or species of? Fish, insects, mammals.
Insects.
Correct. Braden. Pretend you're flying northbound in an airplane from Florida to Maine. Which of these states would you fly over first, second, and last? New York, Georgia, Virginia.
Georgia, Virginia, New York.
Correct. Elliott. Arrange these names in the order they appear in a phone book. Simon Salmon, Sam Salamander, Sally Sailboat.
Salmon, sailboat, salamander.
No. These are the 3 largest states by population. List them in order, largest to smallest. Texas, California, New York.
Texas, California, New York.
No. These 3 inventions were important. Time is
Oh.
And in that round, Braden, you have broke through and won a round. You will be taking 11.175 seconds along with you into the final round. Up to the booth.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason. Braden got off the blocks there a little slowly, but he ends up winning the round.
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually stuck his foot out and tripped Elliott along the way. But still, it's now a whole new ball game. He managed to bank a little bit of time, so it's not so much of a runaway now.
Yeah, and incidentally, these guys, neither of them have banked a lot of time, so I would say they're pretty much evenly matched, and we will find out the exact time here in just a moment from either Travis, our questioner, or both of them. But be that as it may, this has probably been about as close as a match that we've seen in a little bit of time here on Grand Slam.
Indeed, and I'm so looking forward to this last round. But before we even get to that point, Stats Dexter, what you got?
All right. We've got, honestly, that last round evened them out a lot. Elliott got 8 questions in the round, a total of 3 of them right. Braden got 7, got 4 of them right. And they're both sitting around in the high 60s of an average. So this game is still very close and anyone can have it.
And how many Fool's Gold left? Oh, wait a second. Wrong show.
Flip the card over.
Thank you very much.
We're not quite at that part of the year yet, bro.
Fair enough.
No, but also before we go back, they also get an additional switch in this round. So Elliott is going to have 2 and Braden is going to have 3 to use.
And that's going to be very crucial, Jason, depending on how this game goes, considering they burned off a couple of switches in the first round. They have been very conservative in rounds 2 and 3. Now it's all theirs for the taking. How's it going to go?
I have a feeling the gloves are going to come off, and we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare switch war battle going on between the 2 of them. Braden's got a 1 switch advantage over Elliott, though, so it's not going to be much of a battle, but we'll see how it all unfolds as we take it down to the floor for the final round. Question God, Taking the church.
Well, and the Lord said, may the players take their positions.
Ramen.
But yes, ramen. Players, this is round 4. This is our wild card round. In this round, you could be asked questions from any genre whatsoever. So please pay very close attention to the questions as they come to you. So let's go ahead and look at our switch and time situation. We'll start with you, Braden. Of course, you were able to bank 11.175 seconds total, which rounds down to 11. We add that onto your base time of 1:30, which gives you 1 minute and 41 seconds to use here in this round. And Travis, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe we said Braden still has 3 switches remaining, correct?
A total of 3, yes.
Total of 3, thank you. And then, Elliott, with you, you were able to bank a total of 31.157 seconds, which does round down to 31. We add that onto your base time, which gives you a total of 2 minutes and 1 second. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, Travis, Elliott has 2 switches.
Correct.
All right. So, yes, this is going to be a photo finish here. I wish both of you the best of luck. Winner here moves on to take on Scott Michaels, the number 7 seed in the quarterfinals. Boy, this one's going to be a doozy. Let's see how it goes. Elliott, you will be going first here in our final round. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Then, Elliott, your time begins now. Give me 3 cities that begin with the letter N as in Nancy.
Norfolk, Nantucket, and Nashville.
Correct, Braden. True or false? Some people claim to have seen a monster called Bigfoot in the eastern U.S.
True.
No. True or false? The first space shuttle flight happened in the early 1980s.
False.
No. Give me 3 fruits or vegetables that begin with the letter L as in lick.
Lime, lima bean, and lentil.
Correct, Elliott. I'm going to give you an animal with the missing vowels. C-H blank blank T blank H.
Cheetah.
Correct, Braden. Give me 3 first names that begin with the letter H as in hard.
Horace, Homer, and Harold.
Correct, Elliott. I'm going to give you a country with the missing vowels. G-R blank blank C blank.
Greece.
Correct, Braden.
Switch.
True or false? Elliott, true or false? Saturn has 5 large rings around it.
True.
No. I'm going to give you a fruit with the missing vowels. P blank blank R.
Pear.
Correct, Braden. True or false? The largest of North America's Great Lakes is Lake Michigan.
False.
Correct, Elliott. Give me 3 living creatures that begin with the letter O as in ocean.
Ocelot, ostrich, and osprey.
Correct, Braden. True or false? More people live in the greater New York City area than in the state of Virginia.
True.
Correct, Elliott. Give me 3 fruits or vegetables that begin with the letter C as in Connie.
Switch.
Braden.
Repeat.
Give me 3 fruits or vegetables that begin with the letter C as in Connie.
A cucumber. Oh, God. Switch.
Elliott.
Pass.
All right, I'm going to give you a bird with the missing vowels. F blank L C blank N.
Falcon.
Correct, Braden. Give me 3 first names that begin with the letter V as in victory.
Victoria, Vivian, and Venice.
Correct, Elliott. I'm going to give you a country with the missing vowels. SP blank blank N.
Spain.
Correct, Braden. True or false? The line of the equator does not cut through any part of the United States.
True.
Correct, Elliott. I'm going to give you an animal with the missing vowels. C blank M blank L.
Camel.
Correct.
Oh, come
Braden.
on.
True or false? A millipede has the most legs of all creatures, more than
True.
700. Correct, Elliott. Give me
Switch.
3. Braden, give
Switch.
me 3. Elliott,
Switch.
no, you have no switches. Give me 3 words that rhyme with ring. R-I-N-G.
Sing. Fling. Ring.
Correct, Braden. Give me 3 words that rhyme with show. S-H-O-W.
Homo and go.
Correct. Elliott, give me two U.S. states that begin with the letter O.
Ohio and Oregon.
Correct. Braden.
Give it to him.
Good game, Brandon. Good game. Oh.
And an amazing photo finish. Elliott, you have won this matchup of Grand Slam, and you will be moving on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations, and back up to the booth.
Are we still on the air, by the way?
Allegedly, we are. Jason, I got one thing to say. If you're gonna go out like that,
Right? I was about to run out of this booth and down onto the stage and yell at Braden, but hey, like you said, if he's going to go down, he's going down swinging, and holy hell, that he went down swinging.
I'll tell you what.
You know what? I just realized the homo go, and yes, he did.
I'll tell you, Braden, he's already up here in the booth with us. I think he made a mad dash for the booth because he wants to talk about this. And Braden, first thing I want to ask you is this match was very even, very competitive, and I'll tell you, I think stop me if I'm wrong, but towards the end there, you kind of figured out you were going to go, so you decided to go out with a blaze of glory, and by gosh, you did that. Was that your plan right there at the end, or was that completely spontaneous?
That was as spontaneous. He just said rhymes with something that rhymed with it ended in O. I can't even remember what the question was since you know what? I have just, you know what? No filter, just whatever came to my mind at that moment, and there it was.
No, you did what you had to do there, and you even had the questioner trying to keep a poker face, which I'll tell you, that is not an easy thing to do, given our experiences with this guy, but I'll tell you what, you went down in a blaze of glory, and if nothing else, for the remainder of this tournament, you are to be commended for that.
Well, thank you, and just closing statements here. I mean, Elliott, fantastically done, very, very good job. Very, very good job there, and just, oh, man.
Braden, a hell of a damn try, especially there at the end. A hell of a try, but 14 seconds. That was hard to try to pull that off, but you gave it a hell of a try. We'll see you next year when we do this again, I hope.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I didn't expect to make it through that first round, so I was happy to even make it this far. Elliott, best of luck in the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
Indeed, and speaking of Elliott, he's up here right now. Elliott, I know you were sweating it out this entire last round.
Oh, that was a tough one. All right, it's good competition. I look forward to playing him again in another game sometime.
Indeed. It was especially interesting when the times kept evening out almost throughout the entire round. I think maybe toward the very end, it started slipping away, but still, it wasn't even much of a gap, so anything could have happened. You tried to do the switch strategy, but he fired it right back at you, and you held on. That's all you needed to do was hold on.
All you need is one thousandth of a second. That's all you need. 1,000th of a second, and you won the game. So I got a lot more than that, but hey,
which is quite literally what Braden had, 1,000th of a second. If he had won it with that would have made Grand Slam history, I think.
Yeah.
But you eked it out. You're moving on to the next round, and as we bring the brackets up here for everybody to look at, Elliott, you're taking on Scott Michaels in the next round. What's your thoughts going into that one?
Well, I'm still kind of new here to MVG, but I don't remember if I seen Scott play or not. But I just looking forward to the match, and I got to prepare like I did for this one. It's gonna be a tough one. No more easy ones. No more easy ones. The other easy ones are gone. They're all gonna be tough from now on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Elliott. Having watched Scott Michaels as much as I have, and I think a lot of people have watched here, he has won the Gold Rush Season 4 championship, and everybody knows that by now. So he is not exactly a slouch or a pushover, but it's not out of the realm of possibility for you. So the best advice I can personally give you, study up and be ready. And look at some tape of Grand Slam and find out where his weaknesses are that you can muster out.
All right.
Yeah, because you're going to have your work cut out for you. Scott's going to have his work cut out for him for sure, especially if it's another close-fought battle. But, Turd, I know you're on your way up here. You got to put the question cards down so we can see your face, first of all.
Yeah. Statty cake, baker's man. That's all I can say right now. What an amazing match. If we break it down even further, let's even go back just a second to the first round. The questions were a little different in the very first match that Braden and Adam were in, and which was the very first match of the tournament. Guys, if you want to know what that cluster mess looked like, go back and watch it. It's in the playlist. But when I watched that match and the struggles that Braden went through and the frustrations that he went through, and then seeing that he was going to have Elliott here in the second round, I thought, if he was frustrated in round one, we're probably going to, in all likelihood, we're going to have to bring out the for this episode.
We almost did for that last question.
But you know, at the end of the day, like, Braden, I believe, made every single person, including Elliott, a believer here. Because at the end of it all, if you look, Elliott won with just a little over 14 seconds left. That right there was just a little less than the difference in the time that was banked. If there had been any switch almost whatsoever in, maybe if Braden had won one more additional round, or if he had cut the time down any in those other rounds, we may be talking about a different winner in this matchup. So, Braden, I will say, if you're still listening, that was I'd still heard you get a little frustrated in one of the rounds, and I believe you might be frustrated with me, and that's okay. We can talk about it later. We're good about hashing it out. But that was honestly one of the, if not the top performance, especially by an underdog in this tournament, and you deserve all of the praise there. And I believe, yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely say that come next year's tournament, if you haven't hid my body by then, I would most certainly say, most assuredly, I say to you, my brethren, you are definitely looking at someone that's going to be a force to be reckoned with here. And I definitely congratulate you and thank you for being a part of this. And I definitely hope you will come back and be a part of this in 2024. Good answer.
I didn't. Sorry, I thought that was still like closing argument, so I would quote unquote be offset. I've had an absolute pleasure. My only frustration, it's luck of the draw with the questions. It really is. So that was just me kind of kicking myself more, not knowing some of the answers. I could have interrupted to give the correct answer instead of waiting. So it was just a little bit more of the strategy. But I definitely felt a lot more confident going into this one, and I felt a lot more prepared because yes, I was a hot mess in round one. So I'm very proud of myself, and Elliott should also be obviously proud of himself as well with the way that he did. I was really hoping I'd have a little bit more advantage there with the switches, but again, it's luck of the draw with the questions. So it was very, very well fought, and again, tip of the hat to Elliott.
Absolutely. And then to Elliott, over to you. Another very good performance by you. I will say, for what I'm used to out of you, there was a few times that you slipped there that I didn't see coming. But for someone, I can tell you've kind of got that, as some people call it, the beautiful mind thing kind of working. And I think your brain is going at probably even a faster speed than your mouth does. So I can only imagine that at times there can be that little slip up and you're kind of like kicking yourself underneath the table when it happens. But definitely another great performance by you. And I know that after seeing that match, I'm most certainly looking forward to the matchup between you and Scott. And I know you've got to be feeling the same way.
It's gonna be tough, but that's why we play the game. You don't get the seeds. You don't get to win automatically. You have to play the games to get there. So we have to play the game, find out.
Oh, that's right. And there's a few of us that are sports fans around here, and they always say you can't play the game on paper. You got to play it on the field, and you did that today. So congratulations to you. But yeah, we've had another great matchup here in Grand Slam, and I hope you guys out there that are watching live are enjoying all this. We have one matchup remaining. You see it there on the brackets that are still live on your screen right now. Number 3 seed Kevin Henry to take on number 19 seed Jose Cosres. That matchup will be coming to you very, very shortly tonight. Jose was hosting a game elsewhere at the time that we taped this. Or that we actually went live with it, I guess I should say. So in just a little bit after a break, we will be coming back with another live and that final matchup, which we're really looking forward to. But guys, make sure you hit the like button. Give us some comments, whether you're watching on demand or in the live. Tell us what you think about this, if you're enjoying it, if you want to see it again in 2024. Make sure you subscribe here to MVG Productions. Brandon Scruggs, without him, none of this is possible. None of this happens. And he continues to put out great content for you guys every single week. So please make sure you subscribe to this channel and help it grow even bigger each and every day. Ring that bell for notifications so you know when he gives you content. Our other content creators do the same. And when the next live stream is going to be coming at you.
Jason, I think he wants a raise.
No, I don't. Hey, I don't need a raise. I'm very thankful for everything that I've been given here by Brandon and all those involved. So, again, I'd like to thank Elliott Schiff and Braden Dees as our contestants tonight. Again, Jason Myers and Kevin Henry up here in the booth, and Travis 420 Coulter over there giving us stats. But I was your questioner, Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you back here very soon for our final matchup in the round of 16 for the 2023 MVG Grand Slam Tournament.
This was an